Well, hey family, welcome back to the Real MoJo Show. I missed you guys over the holidays. I do. I just didn't want to disturb the holidays, and I wanted you guys to be able to, not have to worry about trying to catch my show. But if you are new here, I want to say welcome. If you're returning, thank you for trusting this space. And tonight's conversation is going to be layered with emotion, and it's for some of you. Many of you have lived it. I am having some computer issues. I thought I had all the kinks worked out, but hey, it wouldn't be a new year if we didn't have new challenges, right? All right. Um, but before we get started, we're going to just kind of see if there's anyone in the room. If you're in the room, drop a hello and let me know where you are tuning in from. Drop a hello in the chat. Also, let me know that you can hear me, because this microphone is acting up. Okay. I don't see anybody dropping anything. I'm going to go ahead and keep going. So today's conversation is called Married but Solo, because many people don't talk about how truck driving can make a marriage feel like single parenting. This is a safe place. We're not here to bash truck drivers, and we're not here to talk about the emotional reality behind the lifestyle. We're just here to be honest, we're here to be respectful, and we're just here to share real life experiences with no judgment. So before I get started, let me look in the chat one more time just to see if I missed anyone. Computer issues are crazy today. I keep seeing my guests trying to come in, but having a few challenges, but we're gonna get there. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna play this video. If it's gonna work, let's see. Hi, Sandra, welcome in, welcome in. I see you there. Let me know if you're not able to get backstage and we'll get you in there. Actually, go ahead and take a moment and share this video out. I'm gonna share it out to some folks, let them know that we are here, come on in and join us. So if any of you are able, please do the same. So while we are waiting for me to get some of these shares out, let me know, drop in the chat. How was your holidays? How was your New Year's? I just got a message that my music is too loud. Let me turn it down. Actually, I can turn it off. All right. Drop in the chat if you can hear me better now, if the music is not drowning me out. So I'm gonna play this video real quick. Y'all have to let me know, I guess once it's over, it's like 23 seconds, if y'all are able to hear it, because we have got to love the technology challenges that we have sometimes. So let me go.
And if I have to say there's one thing that is the biggest killer of truck driving dreams, it's that ability to adapt. The stress will build because all of a sudden you had a household where there was two parents, and it's really down to a single parent home. So that all those things that you were doing together as a family or as a parenting unit now falls back on your spouse, because you're simply not there. And if I have to say there's one thing that is the biggest killer of truck driving dreams, it's that ability to adapt. The stress will build because all of a sudden you had a household where there was two parents, and it's really down to a single parent home. So that all those things that you were doing together as a family or as a parenting unit now falls back on your spouse, because you're simply not there. And if I have to say there's one thing that is the biggest killer of truck driving dreams, it's that ability to adapt. The stress will build because all of a sudden you had a household where there was two parents, and it's really down to a single parent home. So that all those things that you were doing together as a family or as a parenting unit now falls back on your spouse because you're simply not there. In a
So, how many people can feel that? How many people can feel that statement? You feel like, okay, your spouse was driving truck and now you are left home to take care of all the responsibilities. Well, if you've had those thoughts, you're in the right place today. We are going to we have some guests today. We have Tanisha and Sandra. They're gonna come. They are and were spouses of truck drivers, and they are going to share their experiences with us. Um, I'm gonna bring up Tanisha. You are gonna come up, right?
Yeah,
Welcome,
does it?
welcome,
Okay.
welcome, Tanisha. Thank you so much for joining me today.
hmm
Um, I thank you for joining us today. So, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? You muted yourself though. Let me make sure.
I'm sorry, I have a 2-year-old that's very loud, so I'm trying not to have too much noise, background noise. But my name
Oh,
is Tanisha Abs. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Uh-huh. I can hear you.
Okay. My name is Tanisha Abs, and my husband is an owner operator. He drives box trucks, 26-foot box trucks, um, across the road and locally.
So, so how long have you been married?
Me and my husband have been together in May. It'll be 20 years.
Oh,
Um,
wow. That's
Married
awesome.
for 15.
And how long was trucking part of you guys' relationship?
So it was about 6 years, total 6 years.
Okay, and then y'all have children. How, so I know you have a new one, a new little blessing.
A
How many
newer.
children do you have?
So we have
Yeah.
3 kids. We have a 16-year-old daughter, a 11-year-old son, and a 2-year-old son.
Okay. All right. So give me a little bit of your background. I know because I know you personally. I know that your husband was doing long, I guess, long distance truck driving, but now
So yeah, he did over the road hauls. So we are based in Arizona, and he would go from Arizona all the way to the East Coast. So I would book him a job, connecting jobs until he kind of went in a circle and came back home.
okay.
So
And
and
so
go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
And we also were licensed for Canada. So he did a few trips to Canada.
So I know that you told me that he no longer does that. So what was the turning point? Um how did y'all come together to decide that that's not working for the family?
Well, I got pregnant in 2023 with our 2-year-old, and I have very active kids. So I have one that does dance, volleyball, and cheer, and I have one that does soccer and boxing, and a new one. And my daughter's in competitive dance. So when I was pregnant, it was a lot for me to handle, by myself. So by us having a new baby or a newborn, that was the determining factor of not going over the road anymore because it's a lot, when I have two
Mm.
older kids and a brand new baby.
Yeah, I can see how that could be a lot. So essentially, you kind of felt well, it was kind of like being a single parent, huh?
I could say that. You could say that. Because everything is kind of on you. So all the ripping and running, groceries, cooking, cleaning, and tending to the 2-year-old. My other two are kind of self sufficient, but the baby is, he needs a lot of attention at that age. So it was maybe about 6 months or so of that after the baby. So
Okay,
he came
welcome
off the road
in,
when the baby was
Diego
6
and
months.
Tamika. Okay, when the baby was 6 months, it came off the road. Okay,
Yes.
so, um, before we get too deep, when people hear truck driver's wife, what do you think they don't understand?
I think you don't understand the gravity of your new role. And I think you also don't understand how it takes a toll on your intimacy and your marriage as a whole, because you're in a space where you're used to seeing someone every day, talking, bonding essentially, because you have daily conversations with your spouse. To he'll come home for 2 days and then go back on the road for 5 days, so it definitely takes a toll on your marriage, as well as having your dad or their dad absent in the household. They depend on their dad too. He's very active and involved in like their sports, so when they play flag football, more with my son when he does boxing, I don't have those skills, so I think it did have a impact to the kids, and as well as the household, and as well as myself.
Yeah, I can definitely see that, and that's, I think a lot of women and men, because it could be the wife could be the truck driver. I think they have a lot of these same challenges. Um, so I have a few other questions. When did you realize? Well, I guess you said when you had a third child, that's when you kind of realized that him being on the road like that wasn't um, the best for your family. So, what did he stop before the birth of your child or after?
He stopped after the birth of the child because, I mean, I was pretty good through the pregnancy, running, 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 but it added a toll when you have to like lug a newborn to all the practices and stuff. So he did do it until the baby was about 6 months old, and as well as now he still picks up routes. To get extra cash, but it's nothing over the road anymore. It's usually local.
Was there like a fear around finances or identity when he stepped away from truck driving?
I would say definitely. So I was a stay-at-home mom, right? So I
Oh,
did stay
okay.
home, and
Yeah.
I did have to go back to work, and I did have to go back to work, as well as the trucking industry is very lucrative. So when you're owner operator, you probably bring in about 20 to 30 grand a month. I mean, of course, that
Oh,
doesn't
wow.
include your expenses because you're
Right.
getting the whole load. So I mean, I think our profit would probably be around 22 on a good month, 15 on a lower month. So it definitely took a toll on our finances, but my mental is a little bit more important than money. So I do work full time. I'm a pharmacy technician now, and he does still pick up routes, but he also has a full time job.
So how did the how did the marriage shift once he was home? Did y'all kind of pick up? Because I know, like with the this, well, I guess I don't know yet, because now I am married to a truck driver who is about to start trucking. But was it just a fluid coming back, or was there some challenges? Your husband coming off the road and now at home.
So I will say
That's
there's
some
some
challenge.
challenge. I'm a foodie, right? And so me and my husband, we eat different, we'll say. Like, I'm into like healthy Greek vegetables, very healthy food. So when he was on the road, me and the kids will eat like what I wanted to eat. So when he came back, it's like back to that soul food, greasy fried chicken, everything. So that probably was the biggest thing that stuck out in my head. But as far as the actual marriage or any issues with him coming home, no. I mean, we've been together for 20 years, so it wasn't. I'm used to him. I'm used to his mannerisms and his ways, so it doesn't change anything. But I will say that when he's on the road and he would come home for a day, it did make that time more precious because it's limited, you know.
Exactly.
So I
Yeah.
definitely was very appreciative of the time that I did get, and because we have kids, that also takes a toll on your intimacy, you know. So um, you have to split that 2 days or one day with you and him time, and the other day with the family time. So it definitely cut down on, our bonding time.
Okay. Yeah. I can definitely see that too. Um, well, looking back, what would you tell current couples who are struggling with making this decision for their spouse to go on the road? And I'm listening really closely.
I would just make sure that you have a good foundation. I'm not really tech savvy, but I did learn how to do FaceTimes and all that to make it more personal call, like personalized. I would say communication is key. Talking every day, any day. How was your road trip? And additionally, sometimes before the baby, I would go over the road with him when I could, like when the kids are out of school or they were out of their sports for 2 weeks for a holiday or something. I would take trips with him as well. So maybe 3 or 4 times a year, I would go on the road with him just for one job, and I would either fly there and then we would drive back, or I would drive with him out and fly back if it got too long.
Okay. Well,
So
that must be a treat to be able to do that, though.
yeah,
Even though to be able to go out and meet your spouse and do a little traveling with them.
yeah. I mean, if your
So,
schedule permits for it, I definitely would. And plus, I think me and you are kind of like where we like to travel anyway and see different things. So you were able
absolutely.
to see like great scenery, great monuments. We stopped at some different cities, different tourist type things because they have a certain amount of time to get something delivered. My husband's very anal about being on time, so we would usually be there like the day before or something. So then we would go try out different restaurants, museums. So we kind of made it fun too. And like I said, the traveling, I love to travel. So it was definitely a plus for that.
Yes, definitely. So do you feel that your family gained something emotionally when that chapter ended? That chapter of
Um,
him being on the road?
um, Probably their dad. I don't know. I would really honestly have to ask my kids, to be honest with you. I think I did a good job at like trying to keep everything as normal as possible. And plus,
That's what
the
we
first
do as
couple,
moms.
yeah, the first couple of years, my husband only did, Arizona. No, baby. He only did Arizona, so they was frequently see him. But I don't know if it had a great impact on them because they're very busy kids. But
Yeah,
um,
so that
I'll
was an
also
I guess,
suggest
advantage.
always like doing, you know, um, I would pack his cooler. I would put like little love notes in there, or something special, like a special snack. Cause, on the road, you can only really do like sandwiches, burritos, and he would have to eat out a lot. So I would try to pack like some of his comfort foods for men, or, change it up for him and have like 2, 3 days of food in his little cooler. So I think he really appreciated that. And it just, makes him think of you while he's on the road.
Okay. Well, I'm taking note of that because that's something I might need to look into.
Yeah.
My husband will actually be leaving soon, so this is perfect timing for me so I can get some insight. But
So what is he gonna do? State halls or out of state halls?
as of right now, yes. As of
Okay.
right now, yep, he will be. Um Yeah. So
You'll
I,
get used to it. You'll
I
get
was gonna
used to it. It
say,
won't be as bad as you think it would be, but you'll get used to it. Probably the first year is probably the hardest because you're used to sleeping in the bed with them every single night. So that's gonna be a dramatic change, you know. But
yeah, and so I'm just ready to embrace and see how it goes with any tips my friends can share about this truck driving spouse experience.
yeah.
Welcome in. Thank you for coming in. I can't tell who that is, but welcome in. Well, I'm going to bring in Sandra, whose husband is currently a truck driver, and we're going to hear her story. I know that you had some other obligations, so I just want to thank you for coming on and sharing your story with us. It's really important that we get this out because some people they don't know how. Like me, I'm going to use me. I'm not going to say some people. I'm going to say me. I don't really know what to expect becoming a truck driver's wife. So I really appreciate you sharing your experience and your wisdom with me.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, and we will talk again soon.
Okay.
All right, thank you. So that that was Tanisha's experience with being married to a truck driver and feeling almost like having that single. Oh, hey, Lisa, welcome in. Feeling like a single parent. So I have another parent that's going to come join us. Her name is Sandra, and her husband is currently a long distance truck driver. So let's welcome her in and let her share her experience. Welcome in, Sandra. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Missy. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad you were able to figure that that
Emoji,
out.
yeah.
So that is so good. So introduce yourself a little bit. Tell us about how long you've been married, how many children you have, how long have you had to live with a husband who was a long distance, rather a truck driver, or any a
Mm.
husband who's done work mostly outside of the house, outside of the country. So go ahead and share with us a little bit.
So I'm married with my lovely husband for about it's gonna be 10 years, but we've been living together for 13. We have a child together, and then we are blended family. Then we have three kids. I have two, and then he has another daughter, I believe is overseas. And yes, my husband actually is being a driver. Not truck, but he's been driving since he went to the army when he was 18. He used to drive tour buses um, all over Europe. Um, and when he came to United States, he decided to try the trucking business. And when he started, with with the trucking company that kind of trained him, and where I didn't see him for 3 months.
Oh wow!
Because yes. We couldn't
Wait,
afford for
time out. Wait. This was
mhm.
the first 3 months of him driving for the
Yes. So
trucking?
when
Wow.
we first got together, he was doing a different type of job. But then when they decided to go to trucking, because we couldn't afford to pay for school to go to the license at that time, so we decided to go through a driving school through a company, which required him to be on the road with a trainer for 3 months.
Wow.
And yeah, so I didn't see him for a while. But not everybody does that. I think like if you go with a license is different. But because he was not going with a license, he was getting trained to get a license through the company. That's why he had to do that. Um, it wasn't easy, of course, because um, being away from your spouse, you just feel like, oh my God, like, you know, this is hard. But I did have support system. I have my mom that has been with us since he actually started this journey, which made it easy because I had like two teenagers, one baby. So I had the help, the support system to help me with the kids, versus a lot of people don't have that. Um, but it's been working okay for us. It
Well,
might
let me
has been
ask you
changed.
something. Oh, go ahead. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say that he changed different companies. After the first year that he was in the training trucking company, um, when he left, he ended up getting a different job with different companies, and then he got one that he actually would come home every weekend. But now he's on over the road and he comes home every 3 weeks.
Okay, so what would a typical week look like in your home?
Right now, well, he's not home, so
Roughly.
it's me, my mom, and my special needs kid child. Well, how can I say? There's good days, bad days. There's some days that I wish my husband was home because we have a kid that requires a lot. And sometimes having that break, not just for myself, for my mom too, would be great. Overall,
So you spoke about you have a special needs child. So how does being married to a trucker affect impact your parenting?
I'm so sorry. I kind of got cut off. I couldn't ask.
So being married to a trucker, so to a spouse that's outside of the house.
I'm so sorry,
How does
Missy. Somebody just called my phone, so I couldn't hear you. Could you please repeat yourself?
Oh, that's okay. How did trucking impact your parenting experience?
I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me, Sandra?
Can you hear me,
Can you hear?
Missy?
I can hear you.
Okay,
Yes.
I have to leave and come back because I cannot hear you.
Okay,
Do
no
you mind?
problem, no
I do
problem,
apologize. I'll be right
no
back.
problem. So, um, you have to love technology. I have a love-hate relationship. So as we wait for Sandra to come back, I just want to welcome everyone again. Welcome those of you who I have missed. Go ahead and drop a comment in those comments and let me know where you are tuning in from. Let me know how did you find me and let me know if you've had experience as a trucker's spouse or if maybe even you yourself used to be a trucker. All right. You back, Miss Sandra?
Yes, I do apologize. I was having some technical issues in here.
No problem. You know, I was having them earlier, so we're gonna roll with it. So the
Yes.
question was, how did trucking impact your parenting? Because as you mentioned, you have a special needs child, and so now you have a spouse that's on the road. So how did it impact your parenting?
Well, it did. It didn't impact that much, only in the sense that I have a special need kid that requires a lot. Because before I got together with my husband, I was a single mom for a long time. So I was already in that role of being single for a long time. So when I got together with my husband, and he decided to go into trucking, yeah, it kind of felt like, oh my God, now I have a person, but now I feel like I'm a single again. So it wasn't easy in the beginning, but you know, sometimes you get just used to things. So it's okay now.
So so you was a single parent before you got married and then married a trucker. What is the difference? What is the clear difference between the two, being a single parent and knowing that you are the only parent to being a married parent with a special needs child who you said requires more, but now your husband is on the road. Kind of tell me about the different experiences.
Okay, so one of the main reasons, main um difference is like you're not struggling alone, right?
Okay.
When I was a single mom, it's like everything fell on me. And at that time, I was real single. I didn't have my mom here. She was still working. She wasn't retired. So everything fell on me, and I had to do everything alone for my children, you know. Now it's different because even that I have a kid that requires more, but I know that in the end of the day, I have somebody there next to me. And even if my husband is not home, he's very home. He's always home, even if physically he's not present, but his presence is felt because we communicate all the time. We spend
That's
hours on.
wonderful. Uh-oh. Oh no. I think we're losing you again. Sandra? Oh.
I'm so sorry, Missy. It seems like nobody needs me, but today everybody needs me. So I do apologize.
That's okay. That's okay. That's how it is when you're doing it by yourself.
Y-
So they're trying to
Yes.
get you. So, did you ever feel like you had to be extra strong because there was no option? I mean, I know you, so I know that you're pretty strong because I've watched you in this journey for the last 2 years. But has there been a difference, or really it just requires the same strength, being uh, being married to a trucker than, like I said, not being married to a trucker, but being a single parent, it's the same strength. Um, I've seen you be strong, so that's kind of a hard question for me to ask you because even me have admired the strength that you have demonstrated by, you know, your husband being away for. I think since I've known you, there's been a time that he's away for like 2 months. Am I? Is that
Yes.
about? And I was kind of
Yes.
like, how is she handling that? That's why I had you on this show today because I know if anybody could speak on this subject, that it was going to be you. I had no doubt. I said, I'm going to have Sandra on the show because I, you always have a smile on your face. You make it look easy. And I can only hope that I can do the same and make it look as easy as you have.
Yeah.
So what is the secret? Tell me the secret.
Well,
Come on, don't hold back from me. I want to hear the secrets.
there's no secret. Okay. First of all, you guys have to be best friends. That's the first. He's my best friend. We keep the communication open all the time. We trust each other. There's no reason not to trust. I have to trust that my husband is out there doing the right thing and that he's there just to work and make the money for us to live the life that we live, to live the life that we live. You know what I mean? Honestly, communication. And like I said, communication is the main one because you do have to keep that line open. I can only imagine being like a trucker's wife back in the days where there was no FaceTime, no Skype, no WhatsApp, where people could just communicate all the time. Not even cell phones, you know. But today it's so easy just to keep the communication open because there's no way that we have so many things that we can we have to communicate with our family members, anybody, anywhere around the world. So yeah.
So you talk highly about the communication. How do you keep the emotional attachment? How do you keep that emotional part going? That um even like that, I guess that intimate part going, being away from each other so much and for so long period of time.
Of course, it's not easy. Like whenever he comes home, we happy, and every time he leaves, it's hard for him, and it's hard for all parts, because we're so happy that he's home and we like to have his presence. But then when he leaves, it's almost like it's like that feeling, like the empty feeling that stays in like a hole in your heart. But you know that you guys are doing something just, you know, to accomplish a goal. And we know that it's not a forever thing. We already talked about it. It's not a forever thing, but it is what it is for now, and that's how we have to do it. And like I said, we do talk all day. Like first thing in the morning, he calls me or I call him. And sometimes I don't like to call him because I don't know. Sometimes he may drive at night, so I don't want to disrupt his sleep. So I will always wait for him to call me. First thing he does when he wakes up is to call me, and we call throughout the day, several times a day. You know.
Right. Well, that's good. Deep Rise J4E said that Daddy don't go. That's what I hear. That's what I will get from the kids when I leave home to be on the road to meet financial needs. And it breaks my heart. It takes a strong, loyal woman to stay the course. So it sounds
Sure.
like you are a truck driver or have had experience with it as a truck driver. I would love to hear more. Thank you for sharing that comment. And Lisa says, um, life is much easier now. Communication for sure. Yes, as Sandra was saying, she gets to communicate with her husband while he's on the road often. Deep Rise, I would love for you to come up and share some more. That would be wonderful to add to the conversation. Let me know if you can come up. So,
I'd love my
um,
husband to come too, so that would be great if he could come and just share his opinion
is
about that too.
is he on? Is he watching today? Did you send him the link?
I did told him. Let me just see.
Because I would love to hear the side of the truck drivers too.
Hmm.
When I put this together, I was focusing on the aspect of, okay, now you're essentially living like as a single parent when your husband is on the road having to make the decisions and things like that. So I would also love to hear more of the truck drivers side, because as we see, we have someone in the chat who has shared their experience. I would love to hear more. It looks like Tanisha came back in the building. I'm gonna bring her up. Let me bring her up. Welcome back, Tanisha. Oh, I took you off. Welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, I lost her. I thought maybe she had some more that she would love to add to the conversation. Sandra, is he on?
I'm trying to bring him in 1 second.
Okay, no problem. So while you do that, I'm gonna look in the chat. Um, drop a line if you are new in. If you are a spouse of a truck driver, drop spouse in the comments. If you are a truck driver, drop truck driver in the comments. Tanisha was trying to come back in, but maybe she was not. So um, I don't know. Many of you may know your former spouse of a truck driver. So can you share a little bit of your experiences? I'm going to put your post. I think this is Lisa. So, Lisa,
Sorry,
how
Missy.
did you go ahead? Uh-oh, I lost her. I'm telling y'all, technology is fun. Technology is so much fun. Lisa, do you
I do. I do apologize. It's coming.
okay, that's wonderful. We have Lisa in the chat. I'm going to invite her up if she's willing to come up and share. She said that she was a former spouse of a truck driver. I dropped the link, Lisa. Go ahead and click it, and it'll take you to the backstage. And once you're in the backstage, I will bring you on. You can choose to have video or not. It's up to you. So he's going to come on, huh? So what is the
Yes.
longest period of time that you had to be away from your husband while he was on the road? Was it that 2 months?
It was a little bit more than 2 months because he was traveling overseas to go see his daughter. So yeah, that was the longest we stayed without seeing each other. And then I ended up traveling. I also ended up traveling, so we didn't see each other for a while. Yeah,
So you don't know like the timeline.
it was about I'll say more than like about 3 to 4 months
Wow.
almost. Yeah,
So you had that experience of having him not for that first 3 months, and then you had to do it again. You had to
yeah.
have that
That
experience
no,
again.
that was only on one time. That's the most that we ever been without seeing each other.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring up Miss Lisa Page. Thank you for coming in. Welcome, welcome. This is your first time on the show. I'm excited to have you. Um,
Yes. And that ain't his little boy now.
Thank you
But
for
he
joining us. So this
what he's
this time that I've known you, I didn't know that you were a former spouse of a truck driver. So that thank you for sharing that.
yeah. Um yeah, my children's dad used to be a truck driver. Um and I remember, riding with him for as long as I could during my pregnancy. Um I would go out on the road with him because I actually missed him being at home. And back then I was teaching. And it was during the summer months. So I just went out on the road with him. But I remember getting big and tired and saying, "Drop me off." I think we were like in Ohio and I live in Maryland. I was like, "Just drop me off right here." And he took me to a bus station and I caught the bus back home. It became too much for me. The distance apart did not wasn't what ruined the marriage, but it was very trying, especially after the baby was born, um, dealing with the children and things like that with him not being home. It became an issue for me, and so
Yeah,
that's
that's
what.
exactly what we're talking about. The um the parenting with a
Yes.
spouse that drives truck and having kids, and how does that feel? Uh, so yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about, how difficult that can be. And I was just interested in how spouses who have had to do that, how did they navigate it? And so for you, you said it was too much, and you feel like it didn't cause the separation, but do you
It
feel like
didn't cause the
maybe
separation because eventually, by the time the second child was born,
I
which
see you,
was
Ricardo. I'm coming. Hmm.
about 3 years later, when I had the second daughter, I was just like, "Look, we need to figure it out." So he ended up taking a local job, driving right here in the city and coming home every night. So
So let me ask you, because he had to do that, because y'all had to make that decision, do you feel like it changed your relationship? Do you feel like was there any resentment in the relationship that he had to make that change? Uh-oh, we lost her. We lost her. That's okay. I know she'll be back. But while we're waiting, we get to hear the other side. So we've talked to the spouse that have stayed home. Now we get to talk to the spouse who's on the road and how this um, affects him. So welcome to my show,
Hey,
Ricardo.
how
This
you
is
doing?
a first. I am doing well. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm good.
So what state are you in today?
I'm in California. I'm in Oakland, close
You're
to
in
San
Oakland,
Francisco.
California. Yes. So we were just talking. The purpose of this live stream was to talk about how a spouse feels when they have to be married, but feeling like they're single parents. So that's the side of the spouse who stays home. But I'm sure there's some effect of the spouse who have to go out on the road. How does this uh, feel to you?
Well, obviously it's not for everybody. Not everybody can. It's okay for the husband to be. weeks at a time away. But all depends what you better have. You know, things. Well, not like that. All it depends how if at the end of the day you guys have to work as a team. I'm here for a reason. I'm here to provide for my family. You know, all this thing that truck drivers are out here have like two, three families. There's no
Wait,
time.
remind me. What about the 2, 3 families?
The
Yeah,
concept that people have about truck
there's
drivers
a,
is that's
there's
right.
a there's a there's a concept say like truck drivers they're out here have like two,
Just don't
three
touch.
families and all that. No, that's not that's not true at all. There's
I've
no
never
time.
heard that, and I'm glad that
You
I
stay
didn't.
listen, you stay in truck stops, rest areas in the middle of nowhere, sometimes like in off ramps, like in the middle of nowhere. No, you know,
A hard
Well,
life
I'm
is a
glad
hard
that I never
life.
heard that.
it's not for everybody, like because I was on the other end of the because for my ex, like when I was driving tour buses, she wasn't okay with it. We had a lot of arguments about it. So I've been on both, and now Sandra's, she she understands why I'm here, and this is
I am
like
the
a
best
team effort.
wife.
Yes, yes, you are.
I will say I really admire Sandra and how she holds up when it comes to you being on the road because that's why when you come home, I leave her alone. I try to leave her alone because I know that time is precious. But as far as missing your children when you're on the road, how do you deal with that? I know we have the video calling now and
It's
all
okay.
of the
It's okay.
technology. Is that
It's it's hard. It is hard because I missed a lot for Jordan. I missed a lot of stuff, but when I go home, I try to do as much as I can with him. Just to compensate for the time that I'm not there. But you know, but that's that's the gig. Unfortunately, you will miss like this year last year I wasn't home for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, and New Year. I was all out. So it can happen. But but at the same time, me, I'm here doing it. But I'm happy that my wife and my kids they have a enjoying a nice house and all that, and I take comfort on that.
so that's the exchange. You may have to, miss being with them for some time, but you find comfort in knowing that they are comfortable. You have provided a comfortable home for
Yep,
them. Well,
in
that's
my
good.
job.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that because that's what, us spouses, now I have to say us spouses of truck drivers have to do. We
Yeah,
have to realize
because
that.
you're gonna be in the same position. Like again, like first year is gonna be hard because the first year, first of all, like William, he's gonna go, so he's gonna have 6 weeks of training with someone,
Mm-mm.
and he's gonna learn how it is, how the business. But even that's not going to teach him everything that he's supposed to learn because it's like in his case is new. Me, like when I came over, I was already used to drive
It's
big
okay.
vehicles. Me, the only thing I had to get used to was the trailer. Backing up. That was going forward. Anybody goes forward, but back when
Listen.
backing up a 53
Okay,
foot
don't touch.
trailer,
Don't touch.
you know. But in the first year, usually there's some guys that have luck. They are lucky, but it's very minimal. Like first year, he's not gonna make much money. That's one of the things because you might come over and say, "Hey, what's going on? You going in this? You spending this time away, but you're not making as much money."
Yep.
You know,
True.
but yeah, because I had Sandra like say, what are you doing? Because there was times I was not making money,
No.
not much
No.
money.
Yep.
Yeah. So that you guys have to be a team player there because one has to help the other. So and then not only that, the first year, like that's the like a lot of for example, the company that I work only they accept drivers with 1 year of experience. So the good companies that pay, they accept they want drivers
That
with
have
1 year of
experience.
experience. Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. It's
Like
okay.
when that was one thing that I forgot to tell him. Like when he sees like companies like offering like $5,000 bonus, $10,000 bonus, that's 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 they're not a good company. This company here didn't
It's
offer
okay.
anything.
It's okay. It's okay.
Those are the good ones. And for what he wants to do, he wants to go do flatbed, right? Flatbed, they pay good, as long as you get into the right company. But
So
those
basically,
companies,
hmm
those companies, they accept drivers like with 1 year, there's 1, 2 years of experience because then once you go in there, they're not going to teach you how to drive. They're going to teach you how to strap the load, how to secure the load. They don't want to worry, how you're going to drive. But yeah.
well,
So
so
what's
it
your
sounds.
doubts? What's your doubts? What's your questions? What's
No, I
your
don't really have any here,
Concerns.
but we're
what's
just
your
hi,
concerns there?
welcome in, Miss Mac, welcome. So I was just more or less we were talking about how the parenting aspect of being married to a trucker. So that's what
Yeah.
we were here just reflecting on. I have other things, but we can talk about that outside of the show. But
Okay. Okay. All right.
here we were just here we were
Well,
just
with the parenting now, it's a lot easier because there's you have Messenger, there's WhatsApp. Like I talk to Sandra several times a day. I see Jordan. Well, you know how Jordan is. He just goes hi, and then he goes and does his thing. But so I cannot imagine like back in the day that these drivers have to go to the like a payphone, and that would be like once a week, once a day. So on
so that's
on that aspect is a lot more easier for you to maintain contact. It's just you're just not present physically. But you can like I said, I talked to Sandra like several times. I call her in the morning. I watch her like prepare
Yeah.
Jordan, send Jordan to school. Then I call her after. I call her several times. So yeah,
He, yeah, he
but
calls me when
but
he's
it's
in the
not. But
bathroom. Yeah.
yeah, but
okay.
unfortunately,
So
not everybody wants to be like the lady that was there. She wanted the husband there present. So again, like
so
it's not for everybody.
yeah, I mean, I definitely am one who would love for my husband to be present, but as I've heard you say, it's a sacrifice, on both sides. The husband doesn't want to be necessarily want to be away from the wife, and the wife, of course, doesn't want to be away from the husband. So it's definitely, and of course, within all of that, it still have the potential to affect the home as a whole. So, but thank God, like today, we have technology that helps us at least keep that communication going, and um, it helps us make it through. So that's the thing I'm gonna have to look forward to. It's just that using technology to keep us
Yeah.
connected. The connection
Hey,
is very
once he's on his own, maybe you can go with him. You
Yes, I
know?
did that. It was amazing.
Yeah. I when we moved to Texas, I went to pick up Sandra Boston. She was like, it was 2.5 weeks, maybe. Was
Yeah.
well.
yeah.
That I mean,
So
that's something to look forward to, and it definitely possibly can happen. So
yeah, once
I'll
she
put that.
because it's beautiful because once she was bored to sit in front, she would go back and lay down because I have my tablet and I watch movies, and then she. So it was, and then we went to Vegas. We spent the day out in Vegas there because I had a load going to there. And one thing
Wow.
is for sure is the country is beautiful. There's a lot of stuff to see. Yeah.
Well, one thing I have to say, I know Paige is there too. One thing I have to say is that it's less arguments too, because when he's home, we just want to spend as much time together, and we don't argue that much. So that's a good thing too, Missy.
So the kids see you in that positive and that good space. So that's
Yes,
as well. Well, okay,
yes,
okay, okay. I hear you guys. I hear you guys. So we have Asia said that's a sacrifice in order to provide a certain lifestyle. Hats off to both sides. Yes, I would say hats off for both sides because it's definitely a sacrifice.
Yeah. Just
Um,
don't be listening like to crap like I told you like truck drivers have like two three families. That's not true.
She
There's no
actually never,
time.
she never
There's
heard
no
that,
I've
time.
baby.
never heard that,
Yeah,
You
but
just
but
said that.
eventually you'll come across that. I know you. I'm just debunking that there's
But what I
no
have to
time.
say is, with my husband, I think that one is enough for him. I don't want him to rub the little bit of hair that he has in his head, the rest of it out.
Yeah,
So I think he better stick
exactly.
with one.
It's hard enough
So,
dealing with one and now with two or three.
so
Hell
this is
no.
why I said it's like trying to
He's,
balance an impossible equation, but one should have a goal, agree on timelines, and have checkpoints that show progress. Then
yeah,
move on to what works for the family. Don't lose family. Yes,
Yep,
I need to come
that's what
back
we're
to that
doing.
one.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what we're doing.
Yeah. Um,
yeah,
You have
and then
Paige
Asa
too
said
there.
there goes the silver lining. So yes, well, thank you so much. For
Thank you.
sharing, Ricardo, your aspect of the truck driving. It's very important to hear both because we can just hear the spouse that stays at home, and I say spouse instead of wife because sometimes it could be the husband who chooses to stay at
yeah, yeah,
home. So it's good to hear the sacrifice on both sides and the efforts on both sides to try to keep the home going and together, cohesive, and especially as it relates to raising the children and just kind of making sure that they know they're important in this whole equation. So, and
yeah,
that's why we were here today talking about this. Well, thank you so much, Ricardo. I know that you're out there on the road.
yeah.
So, uh-oh,
Okay,
thank you so
just
much.
all right. Take care. Bye.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye. Lisa, come back.
Hey,
Lisa, I was coming to you. Uh-oh. So y'all heard from the the truck driver side, and you've heard from the stay-at-home spouse side, and I've really gained some insight, some more insight. I have watched it, but just didn't know how that's going to factor in my life. It's been a privilege to hear from you, Sandra, and even Lisa. I was hoping she would come back, Miss Lisa Page. If you're hearing my voice, come on back and finish sharing your experience. But it definitely puts a perspective of the like someone in the chat said, the sacrifice of everyone, but the importance of you know um, agreeing on goals and timelines and having checkpoints along the way so that you can stay on track. So that's very valuable. I'm definitely going to keep that in mind, write that down, keep it in front of me, because the at the end of the day is the family staying together, and how can we do that? And this is not, in most cases, I'm hoping this is not something that's forever for most families. I hope they don't have to live a life of a spouse on the road, but at least to get through this time. Sandra, did you have something else that you wanted to add?
well, just be positive
Any
and
be positive? Yes.
trust the process. It's not a forever thing. It's just a get better thing, I guess. And like I said, communication, trust. You know, I'm telling you, like nothing is easy in life, but sometimes it's the way you see things, the perspective, how you take things, that helps and it goes a long way. You know, as as you can see, military wives go through that. You know, they have to send their husbands out there. That's an even worse situation because you are dealing with somebody that you may go to war, you don't know if you're gonna see them. Even the truck driving, you I also have this kind of feeling sometimes, not because I want to think the worst, but there's a lot of dangers on the road, unfortunately. And this is why I don't take anything for granted. And my husband is already has enough stress on the road, so I try not to stress him when he's out there. And if it's anything that I need to discuss with him, I try to discuss when he comes home. So like that, I know, okay, he's in a safe environment. We're gonna discuss what we need to discuss, and we're gonna move on. I try not to bring that kind of stress. I'm not gonna say that we don't have a little disagreement once in a while. It's normal. We are a couple. We're not gonna agree
Every
on
couple.
everything. Yeah,
Yes,
but
exactly.
but
I think he wants
we
to come back. I'm gonna
he
grab
wants
him
to come
back real
back.
quick. Yeah, let me grab him.
Okay, he's liking this today.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Okay. Yeah,
What do
Welcome
you want to
back.
I'm
say?
here listening. I'm listening.
Oh, you were coming
Yeah,
back just to listen?
yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
I,
I thought you
I
were
thought you
coming
want
back
to
and
say
like, "Oh,
Yeah,
he
something.
has something. Let me
but if
ask."
you want me back, I'll
You already
I can
back.
say, well, I can say here and I can, anything that I can chime in. I can give a few pointers if you want to.
Sure, sure. No
Yeah.
problem. I was trying to get Lisa to come back, but I don't think she's been able to connect back. But if you're
Hmm.
in the chat and you have any questions you would like to ask, the tr- I have the truck driver and the spouse on the line. So if you have any questions, please put it in the chat. And if you think if you know someone that you think this video can benefit, please send it to them. Like, share, follow the Real Mojo Show. We come together every Thursday with a topic mostly surrounding parenting. Um, my focus is on single parents, but in general, if it's for a single parent, a parent who's not single can also use it. I try to give information, communicate about real life because we don't want we want to talk about things for real. We don't want to sugarcoat it. We don't want to make it look pretty when sometimes things are just not pretty. Some situations in life are just not pretty. So we want to come real. That's why I call myself the Real Mojo, and I come raw with real life situations. So if you know anyone who this may benefit, please like, share, and follow the Real Mojo Show. And it looks like I'm not getting Lisa back. Um,
Well, I want to thank you for highlighting this lifestyle because a lot of people do understand, but a lot of people do not understand. And sometimes people are going to be critical and judgmental and say, oh, but why you guys are doing this? This is not, that's not good. But you know something? When you and your husband are in synchrony and synchronized, and you guys know that why you guys are doing what you're doing, it doesn't matter what the voices outside are saying, because everybody's going to have an opinion and everybody's going to be like, oh, why you allow your husband to do this? Like, are you comfortable with that? But you can never let nobody to get into the middle of what you and your husband discuss because you guys are doing this for a purpose. Nobody wants to go and drive just because they want to drive. Everybody's trying to look for a better life, you know?
exactly. Yes, exactly. Um, we have a comment
Especially,
that
sorry, especially when you guys accomplish some stuff and people see it. Yeah, like I always say, not everybody's gonna be happy with your guys' victories. So
exactly.
so
Yes,
y-
for
so
sure.
it has to be you and your husband, you know, as a team. Team like two people. There's no three, no four. Don't have to listen to nobody else.
Right. Right. And yeah, you do have to guard your ears, guard your eyes, because
Yeah.
like you said, what I may see in the media about two and three families. So
No, that's
guard your ears, guard your eyes. and just stay
Because
on the path.
I know you eventually you'll come across it. There's no time for it.
I, well, I thank you for giving me the warning because, yeah, that might have been. I don't know. We'll see. So, a comment also, I make it worth it. I remember coming home, told spouse on a short notice to pack up, and the kids too. We ended up in Japan on vacation. Be spontaneous, and that time together will smooth things.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's right. That's right.
I need
I
to
agree.
find out who this is. Deep Rise, you need to reveal yourself. You are giving some good you are
So
leaving some good comments. I really
every
Yep.
appreciate
time
that.
every time that he comes home, it's a honeymoon period.
Yep.
Honeymoon, honeymoon. Well, I don't see any more comments in the chat. So I just want to thank both Sandra and Ricardo. You thanked me for spotlighting this, this life. I actually will probably have more to say about it in the near future. So
We'll do this
we'll have
again.
both of
Yeah,
you back
I'll
again. No,
I'll join it. And
because
believe me, I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to be doing this for because me, if I could be home, I would. But at the same time, I've been doing this since I was 21 years old because I started with doing tour buses. You know, um,
I saw
but
in the army driving trucks.
yeah, yeah. So or or get something that you're not away as much. That's the goal. You know.
yes,
So, so yeah, and then you guys, it's like I say, you guys have to discuss it. Like why, why you and William, for example, you guys discuss why you doing this. What's the goals? What's you guys what is it that you guys want to accomplish? You know, so
yes,
that's one thing you guys have to discuss with one another. So
and that's the piece to the puzzle that is
yeah,
necessary. You can't miss out. Well,
yep.
thank you guys. Thank y'all so
Th-
much for
Thank you for
sharing with
having us,
me.
Missy, and
And
good luck on this new journey.
oh,
Okay.
okay. You you're gonna be along with me, trust me, because I might be on your doorstep a couple of times. So,
That's okay.
but
I'm right next door.
thank you, Sandra. Thank you,
Okay, you're
Ricardo.
welcome.
Okay,
You
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 want?
So, as y'all heard it from my guest, truck driving it can bring challenges, but if you stick together, stay cohesive as a family, and communicate and stay emotionally connected, it's doable. You can do it. You can create the family that you want for yourself, just as long as you keep communicating and stay connected and have understanding and make sure like our person in the comments say be spontaneous, take every opportunity that you can to, spend that time with your family. And just the only thing I would say is make sure that time is quality. When you come back with your spouse, make sure you don't have phones that are keeping you from being able to focus on each other. Put technology away and let's just go back to old times where we didn't have so many distractions and take this opportunity to focus on family. It is so important. But that's all I have for you today. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining in with the Real Mojo. Remember, I'm here every Thursday with a new topic, and we keep it real on this show. So until then, keep it real and keep your mojo. We'll see you again.